doing? I want you guys to have a new video coming out tonight. I think I'm gonna premiere that video. That video is about how did I create my food forest for $10. You guys should check out that video coming tonight. Alright, if you ain't get a chance to look at it tonight, please check it out tomorrow or whenever you have time, because this is pretty interesting. Yeah, really interesting. You know, today the mosquito them is pretty quiet because I've created oil from different type of herbs in the garden, and I rub it on my skin, my hand, and I'm noticing I'm not seeing them at all. So I think I find a remedy to keep mosquito away, because in my previous life, you guys know, there was a lot of mosquito booming on the on top of the screen. So anyhow, how you guys doing today? What's going on? Hope you guys doing wonderful. Well, as usual, man, you guys know, always in the garden doing something. Because there's always something to do, man. Man, these head oil is getting massive. Seems like there's gonna be some massive roots of headers, man. But that's what I want anyway. So today, we're gonna just be reasoning. I'm just gonna be clipping some head leaf. I'm just gonna be doing some things so you guys could join me. And don't forget, guys, don't forget to hit that like button. All right? You know, the more we garden, well, for me, the more I garden, I realize is the more I'm learning. Yeah, the more I garden, I realize is the more I'm learning. There's a lot of food we actually grow and we actually throw them away. And we have no idea that these foods is loaded with nutrition, loaded with mineral, vitamins. Do you guys understand? Sometimes we throw away the real food, and eat, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't want to say the garbage. Because like for instance, let's put it this way. Flour made from wheat, right? What they do with the wheat, they grind it, they bleach, they do their job. I don't want to explain how they do it, but we know what they do. And what you receive this white flour, pure white. And the real thing has come out of that flour and basically maybe go in the garbage or do something else. But the real food, sometimes the real food end up in the garbage and we eat in the garbage. So no, this is why we got to take certain thing into control. If we grow in our food, educate ourselves about what we can do with the leaf, what we can do with the root, what we can do with many things, because sometimes we actually eat in the garbage and the real food stay in the factory. because the processing is with creating a lot of situation. I know you guys have an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, we're growing Edos, we're growing Dashin. I explained this a million times. And we actually could eat the leaf. Now, what I'm learning, which I grew up where we growing cassava, but we never eat the leaf. Now I'm learning you could actually eat the leaf of a cassava plant. I want you to do your research because I'm not a doctor, but I want you to do your research. Now, the cassava leaf, what I've learned that you got to boil it because it have a kind of toxic inside of it. So you got to boil it for a certain amount of time. You also got to throw it in water. Do you understand? So don't go out there and just boiling and eating cassava leaf. Learn about the process before you use this. But I'm learning and now I'm gonna start cooking, boiling my cassava leaf because it, as what I'm learning, it have a lot of benefit inside of it. Now, everyone grow what they want, everyone grow what they like. But time is coming. Time is coming where certain food is giving us a hard time. Why? Because of the pollinating process. There's a lot of plants that self-pollinated, which is awesome, but there's a lot of plants that need to be pollinated in order to produce. So if we're not seeing our bees, if we're not seeing our butterfly, if we're not seeing the bugs them that actually help pollinate our garden, what can we do? And what is happening as well, we notice a lot of male is coming out of, like the squash and these type of plants, a lot of male. A lot of male is coming, so sometimes when the female come up, the male already gone. So gardening is getting challenging, and this is why you got to adjust. This is why you got to learn and pay attention, because if you don't, you're going to get left behind. All right? So what we notice what's going on, so we start adjusting. Next year, you're not going to see me growing squash and them thing because I'm seeing what happening because you growing a lot of squash and then they produce more male and female and then you end up with too little squash from your all the squash you plant. So now when we look at other plants, these plants I'm gonna name out to you is plants that they actually take care of themselves and depends on which zone they're in, they come back every year. So this is what I'm basically trying to do now. I'm actually trying to grow the food that could take care of themselves and don't need pollinators. You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about the Edo leaf. This is an Edo leaf. We're also talking about the Dashin leaf. We're also talking about the Tanya leaf, which I'm growing all of them. These plants could basically take care of themselves. And when they start growing, their leaf is so wide, they start covering and sheltering the weeds or the herbs that grows up between them, so they're not allowing them to control them. The cassava, this is another plant I'm going to be planting. I'm going to try save some cuttings and I'm going to try plant these plants. Pumpkin, I'm also going to grow pumpkin. But the squash them, I'm going to simmer down on the squash because I ain't say I wouldn't plant, but I wouldn't plant as much like as I used to because I'm seeing a change. in situation. I'm also seeing a change with pollinators. Now, I have a lot of pumpkin right now growing. I have pumpkin to the bottom down there. I have to the side. I have over there. And what I'm seeing a lot of male. I'm seeing some female. I also see a few of them get pollinated and they're growing. The next thing again, we got to worry about the animals. Like around here, I know for sure there's rabbits, I know for sure there's squirrel, and I also know for sure there's a bigger animal that comes around and eat up. But you know what? I think I have an idea what the other animal around here. I think I have a good idea. But before I say anything, I gotta find proof first because I don't like to speak and don't know the facts. So I'm not gonna say what it is, but I'm gonna find out. There's something I believe, bring it here. Alright? Because lately I'm not seeing no destruction. I'm not seeing no destruction. But yes guys, so we have the good thing with the Edo leaf, the Tanya leaf, and the dashi leaf. You could eat them, the small one, from young. I show you them a lot of, these are the young one. You could eat them and then the skin outside, you got this have to peel off. You must peel this off. This must peel off. And then you cut them up with the leaf and you have a meal. You could do that with all the dashin, the tanya, and the edo. And like I was mentioning, the cassava leaf, I'm learning it have benefit as well. We also know the pepper leaf. Let me see. Right. We also know the pepper leaf also good to draw out information. Like if you're trying to pull information out your body, the pepper leaf is good for that. I remember like if for instance you got a sore and then the sore start forming information, I remember my grandmother used to put a grease on top of it and warm the pepper leaf and put it on top there and just burn it around and then that's gonna. Hey Wardy Walk, man, how you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Alright guys, so thanks everyone for coming out. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Don't forget to hit. Thank you. Alright, so the thing about it, man, is one thing with okra. Hey buddies, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Is one thing with okra, guys. Okra is a very interesting plant. Very interesting. But you have to be in your garden very often. Because if you ain't be in your garden very often, you're gonna be losing out a lot. Because 2 to 3 days, these things turn real hard and you can't cook them. So I'm gonna taste this one. This thing tastes so delicious, man. This thing, you could eat these things just so. You also could cook them. Some people soak them in water for 3 days and then they drink the water after, because they say it release a lot of benefit in that water. So some people do that. So you could cook them however you want to do them, you could do that. Okay? I eat them raw from time to time. When you're in these kind of food forage, you can never get hungry. Never. There's always something to eat. We have shishol leaf, we have okra, we have tomato that you could just walk around and eat. Look here. All right, good eats. Good to see you, good to see you. Thank you, sis. You see? No, nice hot pepper. All you gotta do, just clean it up, put it in your pot, let it boil, and it releases its flavor. If you allow it to burst, it can be very, very hot. All right, peace and love. No, I think I'm gonna give you guys a little gardening is a special thing, guys. I just love it. There's so much to gain from it. Okay, let me. You see, this is our pepper tree. We have ripe pepper, so every time we want pepper, we can just come in our garden and pick fresh pepper and just put it in our pot. You see, this is good life. Now, this is an okra here, but this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. If you don't come in your garden early enough, what's gonna happen? The okra gonna start get hard and it's gonna turn seed, which is not a bad thing because you have more seed to plant next season. So it's really not a bad thing, but at the same time, you don't want too much of them to turn to this way because you're not gonna be eating any. But it's always a pleasure to make sure you leave some of them in your garden so you could get seeds. So next season, you ain't got to buy seeds. And this is how I've been preaching for a long time. Save your seed. You see? So just like that, I get some okra seed just like that. When you're creating a garden, you got to think about the garden. You got to think about what you're growing. You got to think about how you want them to grow. It's a process because at the end of the day, you're looking for success. It's all about success. And you see all these monkey face pepper, the tree is loaded. Look at the tree. And this is just one side, you know. And over the side of, look how big the tree is. Look how big the tree is. All up there. Come back all the way down here. Look the amount of peppers this thing have on. So what I'm saying is, if you want to be a successful, whether a gardener or whether a food forest, a homestead, whatever you want to call it, or whatever you want to do, it's good to pay attention and it's good to learn from your mistake. Every year you should get better, you should improve, because you learning. You're not just gardening because you could garden. Oh, wow. Hey, you see what's going on here, guys? Uh-huh. I love that. I love that. Oh, yes, but guess what? I have some rabbit around here, man. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, thank you. Thank you, good eats. Thank you, sis. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, guys. I'm into production, and that's what I focus on. Production, and I want to see production. I don't just want to garden and can't harvest nothing. You grow a bunch of stuff and you barely could harvest anything. No, that's not me. Um, you might be seeing me harvesting a lot of things right now, but I do, because I do harvest a lot of herbs, rosemary. I do harvest a lot of things. Some of them I don't even show, but I do harvest a lot. And why you're not gonna be seeing me doing too much right at this moment is because I don't grow any and anything. I pay attention to what I'm growing. All right, let me see. What kind of fertilizer do you use? I do not use fertilizer really. What I do, let me give you an idea. If you notice what I have going on here, I have weeds growing up in my garden. These weeds that I take out of the garden, I put them in a pile and just allow them to break down, you see? And then I put them back in the garden. I also buried a lot of tree trunk in the garden. So when I bury the tree trunk on them, they rotten and they end up turn back and feed the plant. So I don't use nothing in the stove. I observe nature. I observe nature, the way nature deal through the forest, and I apply the same thing here. So where a lot of people don't understand, if you keep adding things to your soil, eventually it's going to mess with the soil, especially if it's not natural. If it's natural, it's way better. But when you add in a lot of different things to your soil, you actually messing the soil up. When you operate the same way like how nature operates, your soil will always be great. Why? Because you're doing it natural. So ain't nothing inside of it you put in to disturb the soil. You see? So this is where we got to understand. You know, sometimes we watch a lot of people, and nothing wrong with that. Because sometimes we have to learn. All natural, all natural, all natural. Sometimes we have to learn, but out here, man, you got to be careful of the information you're getting, because a lot of people is just, listen, a lot of people is just giving information. They're not even out there doing the work, but they're giving information. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful who you're taking information from, because at the end of the day, you're trying to be a successful gardener. You able to feed your family. You see what I'm saying? And at the same time, you want to make sure the food that you're eating is healthy for you and your family. You check what I'm saying? So it's all depend on us. We cannot blame no one anymore. There's too much information for us these days, so we cannot blame no one. You see, we cannot blame anyone, because we know better now. The time when we didn't know better is gone. We know better right now, so we got to grow our food the way we can get the benefit out of it. And I cannot tell you guys what to grow. I cannot tell you guys what to eat. But as a gardener, if you're trying to create a food forest, If you really want to create a food forest, what you should be doing, you should be sitting down and thinking about the food you love. And not just the food you love, it's the food that can benefit you and your family. It's the food that can give your children the nutrition they need. You know, the thing about it, what's happening, a lot of us, we prefer to go and get something out of a bottle than get it out of our garden. You see what I'm saying? You want to boost your immune system, what you do? You go and you buy something to boost your immune system. When you can grow the same thing in your garden that you growing to boost your immune system. So why not study the plants them that can help you, that can boost your immune system, that can help give you energy, that can help give you vitamins, that can help give you iron, that can help give you fiber in your body. You could grow that. But it's not my place to tell you what to grow. But me, I'm only growing the food that I can get the benefit from. I don't feel like I should be going to a store to buy something to build my immune system or even to give me energy. These foods can give it to you, but you have to grow it right. Yes, I got sorrel. I have one sorrel tree. This is it right here. This is a sorrel tree right here. Hey, Food Forest, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, this is the sorrel I got right here. You see what I'm saying, guys? So, let me tell you the kind of plants I do. Let me give you a little rundown on the type of plant I grow. And I grow these plants for a reason. Pumpkin, squash, which I'm gonna be easing down on that very soon. Pumpkin, okra, peppers. I grow a few peppers, different type of peppers. Edos, Tanya, Dashin. These, and I now start to grow cassava. These are the type of plant I grow. You know why? Because very easy to store. The pumpkin, the edo, the dashin, and the yam, very easy to store. The squash, that's a good one too, like butternut squash, that's a good one to grow as well. Because, hey James Franklin, how you doing? Thank you for being here, man. What's going on? Hey guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Double tap on the screen, hit that like button, guys. I appreciate it. Beautiful, much love to all. Yes, man, thank you. So, it's about me growing the things I like. Let me show you a plant over here, guys, that a lot of people not familiar with. And if you listen to a lot of people gonna tell you this plant is not good. Hey, Lashos, what's up? A lot of people gonna tell you this plant is good, but I don't want you to use this plant. I want you to speak to your doctor before using this plant. This is a plant, porkweed. Don't know if you guys know about porkweed, but this is porkweed, and it grows a berry, and the berry become purple, which I think I might find one over there. This is a plant that you can boil the leaf, but you got to boil it for like 45 minutes and keep throwing away the water. And then you could eat the leaf like how you will eat spinach, but it have to boil for a long time. And even the seed, I've learned in that the seed itself loaded with benefit, all right? For me, I boil the leaf them before. I never eat the seed, but I boil the leaf them before.